Okay guys, so next up, as you can see, we've got the Mottura Champion C38, a fantastic locking system with 3 locking elements. We've got a magnetic element, we've got an interactive element, and of course we've got some pins to set as well. So a fantastic lock and a real tricky one to pick. This one was very kindly sent to me by the awesome, the talented Mr. Talonpick. Mucho gracias, Talonpick. I really do appreciate this lock and everything else you sent over to me. I really do. What I'm going to do is just get the torch over, and I'm just going to show you inside the actual lock there first. Just get that torch in there. Now you can actually see the pin number 1 and 2 there. Number 3 you can just about make out the tip of the actual pin, and then of course we can see 4 and 5 at the back. Chamber number 3 is our magnetic element, which is actually a springless chamber as well, so the actual pin sits deep into the actual Bible, and then the actual magnet on the pin, on the key, as you slide the pin in, it lifts it out the Bible, and of course we can get that set. The interactive element, as you can see, focus, you can just see that little pin on the right side there, which is actually our interactive pin, which we just need to get a steep hook into the actual lock to actually get that set as well. So a very tricky lock to pick, and a real fun one as well. So what we'll do, we'll get it in the vise and see what it's like to pick into it, and then of course if we get it open, I'll take it apart and show you all the components inside. Let's get the vise over. Okay, let's just put that down there. Okay, so hopefully you get a good view there. Okay, we're going to need 3 different picks to pick this lock as well. We're going to use this, let me just get the flat flag there. Use this flat flag first, which we're going to hover over chamber number 3, and then hopefully lift the pin out of the Bible, and then of course we can set the tension. We're going to use this curved flag to run alongside the tensioner to set the rest of the pins. And then I'm going to use this steep hook from the SS Dev set to actually set the interactive one. So a real tricky lock to pick. I'm going to use this heavy tension, and let's see where we go with it. Okay, so we're just going to use this flat flag first. Got a very neutral tension on the lock there, so just make sure we're neither up nor down, and just hover over chamber number 3, and I think we're set there. Okay, curved flag next, which we'll start going through the pins and seeing which one's binding. Okay, number 1's binding. Nice little click out of 1, nothing out of 2, 3, 4's binding, a little click out of 4, nothing out of 5. Let's check the interactive element. As you go right to the back of the lock, you can just feel along, you can just feel this little bump there, which should be the interactive one set. Going back to the curved flag, nothing out of 1, 2's binding. Got a little bit of movement on the core there. 2 set, 3's binding, just touch 3, got us into a really deep full set. Just going to go back to our flat flag, nothing on 1, 2, 3, an even deeper one when I just touch 4. Now of course we've got some passive pins there, so I just need to overcome them, get to the back of the lock there. Just need to get onto chamber number 5. Okay, chamber number 5's there, so I'm just going to apply sort of moderate tension and then just rotate the pick. Obviously we're dealing with a spool here. Okay, and we just got it open just by setting that chamber number 5. So once you understand how the lock works and the different elements, you can overcome these, quite easily, I think. But I have picked this before, so of course I know the lock quite well. But of course what we'll do, we'll get the pin and tray over, take it apart and show you what's inside. I'm just going to lock it back up first. Okay, that's good. Put that there, and I'm going to use my new pinning tray actually from Skolovsky Sporting Locks. Very kindly made me a 3D printed one. In fact, the actual tray itself has actually got like a little parts tray in there and a little follower as well. So my friend, thank you very much for sending this over to me. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so let's get the lock there. Let's get that there, put that there. Let's get you zoomed in a little bit. Okay, so let's take the little circlips off the back. What I'll probably do is probably speed this part up to save everybody a bit of time. Okay guys, so as you can see we've now got the lock disassembled. So of course we've got some standard pins there for our normal key pins. This part here, as you can see with the magnet which has just jumped to it, this is our magnetic element, and as you can see the magnet sticks to the pin, and then of course we'll lift it out of the Bible. Let's just put that back there. I can't use a pair of tweezers for that one because of course it, it just keeps doing that. We'll just leave that over there, that's fine. Come on, don't do this to me now. Okay, that's good. Okay, now on top of the magnetic element we've got this sort of a brass or copper pin there, obviously to make sure it's not magnetic, and that can be a bit of a nuisance there. As you can see, no spring in chamber number 3, so of course that's why it all sits in the bottom of the Bible. Then we've got another standard pin in 4, and then a standard pin. Pins are jumping around all over the place there. That's the interactive element. No, the key control. Let's put that into there. Let's put that back into there. And then this is doing a little nuisance. And then we've got a spool in chamber number 6, which got us into that deep false set, which we have to be very, very balanced with the tension to actually overcome that one. And then of course you've got the interactive element, which just sits in this part of the lock. That's the underside. And then of course that bit there is obviously level with chamber number 6. And then you've got a standard pin on top of that. And then of course you've got your 5 copper springs there. Now these little pins here are for key control, which interact with the side of the key there on both sides, so you can't sort of I think it makes it harder to duplicate a key, so that's for as you can see the magnetic element there, which obviously as the key goes in, then obviously it will interact on the underside there, which obviously chamber number 3, pulling it out of the Bible, and then of course you can get the lock open. So a fantastic lock, a real challenge to learn, and a real fun one to pick once you actually kind of get to grips with it. Listen guys, I hope you enjoyed that. A wonderful lock, and like I say, very rare to get so many elements in one lock. Talon pick, my friend, mucho gracias for sending this amazing lock over. I really do appreciate it. Listen guys, thanks ever so much for your time, and of course I'll catch up with you again very soon. Thanks guys.